When a man truly loves a woman, it's like the whole world tilts in a new direction. Suddenly, the simplest things become significant, and he finds himself drawn to actions he might never have imagined. It's a quiet transformation, not always dramatic or visible, but it's real and powerful. In the depths of that affection, there are certain things a man will only do for the woman he loves. They're not grand gestures designed for show. They're the subtle, tender acts that tell the whole story without a single word. He listens, and not just the way he might nod along in conversations with strangers or acquaintances. No, he listens with his whole heart. He remembers the tiniest details she mentions, the things that matter to her even when she thinks no one's paying attention. She could be talking about her childhood memories, her dreams, or the fears she doesn't voice out loud. He absorbs it all because he wants to be the keeper of those pieces of her. Her voice becomes a melody to him, and even her silences become meaningful. In a world full of noise, he finds comfort in her words and in the spaces between them. He tries to understand her world. It's not always easy. Men and women often come from different places, shaped by different experiences. But he tries. He learns about her passions, even if they're foreign to him. Maybe she's into poetry or painting, or the subtle nuances of a film he'd never have watched on his own. He opens his mind to her world because he wants to be part of it. Her happiness becomes his curiosity. Her joy becomes his exploration. In these moments, he discovers new parts of himself too. He becomes protective, not in the possessive way, but in a way that says, "Your heart is safe here." When she's tired, he notices. When she's worried, he senses it even if she doesn't say it out loud. He becomes a shield, an anchor, someone she can lean on when the world gets rough. He wants to be her safe place, the one she runs to when the weight of everything else becomes too much. He opens up. For many men, vulnerability doesn't come easily. They're taught to be strong, to hide their feelings behind stoic faces and polite nods. But when he loves her, he lets her in. He shares the things that scare him, the parts of himself he usually keeps locked away. He tells her about the times he's felt like he wasn't enough, or the dreams he's too shy to admit to anyone else. He lets her see the cracks in his armor because he trusts her not to judge him for them. In that shared vulnerability, a deeper bond is forged, one that can't be broken by mere circumstance. He puts in the effort to make her feel special. It's not about extravagant gifts or expensive dinners. Sometimes it's as simple as making her favorite breakfast in the morning or leaving a note in her bag to find later. He wants her to know she's always on his mind. He pays attention to the little things, the way she likes her coffee, the songs that make her smile, the stories that light up her eyes. These are the details that become part of him because she's part of him now. He learns to apologize. Pride can be a heavy thing to carry, especially for a man. But love has a way of softening that pride. When he's wrong, he learns to say it without excuses. He wants to make things right because her happiness matters more than his ego. In that vulnerability, he shows her that their relationship is more important than being right all the time. He supports her dreams, even when they're bigger than his own. There's something beautiful about a man who sees the fire in her and doesn't try to put it out. He cheers her on when she's chasing her goals, even if it means she might outgrow the life they've built. Her success doesn't scare him, it inspires him. Because when she wins, he feels like he's won too. He becomes patient. Love doesn't come without challenges. There are misunderstandings and disagreements, moments when it feels like the world is testing them. But for her, he learns to hold his tongue when anger flares, to listen even when it's hard, to remember that love isn't about winning a fight, but about building something worth fighting for. He learns that patience isn't weakness, it's the quiet strength that keeps them together. He notices the beauty in her that she might not see herself. Maybe it's the way her hair falls across her face when she's lost in thought, or the little lines that appear around her eyes when she laughs. He sees her in those unguarded moments and falls in love all over again. He reminds her that she's beautiful, not just when she's dressed up, but when she's raw and real and vulnerable. He shares his time, even when the world demands all of it. Work, obligations, the endless rush of life, they can all feel overwhelming. But he carves out moments for her, because he knows love is built in the spaces between responsibilities. It's the quiet dinners at home, the late-night talks, the moments when it's just them against the world. He understands that time is the most precious thing he can give, and he gives it freely. He makes sacrifices, not because he has to, but because he wants to. He might give up a night out with friends because he knows she needs him. He might put her needs above his own, not out of obligation, but out of love. In those sacrifices, there's no bitterness, just the quiet understanding that love is about choosing each other over and over again. He learns to laugh with her. Laughter becomes their language, a secret code that no one else understands. In the laughter, there's healing, there's hope, and there's the simple joy of being together. Even in the hardest times, he finds ways to make her smile, because her laughter is the music he never wants to stop hearing. He dreams with her. He talks about the future, not in vague possibilities, but in real plans. Maybe it's the house they'll build together, or the trips they'll take, or the family they'll create. He lets her know she's not just part of his present, she's woven into every hope he has for what's to come. In that dreaming, there's a promise that he's in this for the long haul, no matter how uncertain the world becomes. He lets her in when he's afraid. Men aren't always taught how to talk about their fears. They're taught to be strong, to keep moving forward no matter what. But with her, he learns that it's okay to be scared sometimes. He tells her about the nights when sleep won't come, the moments when doubt whispers in his ear. And she listens, not to fix it, but to remind him that he's not alone. That's what love does. It turns fear into something they can face together. He tries to grow. No one's perfect, and he knows that. But for her, he tries to become the best version of himself. He learns from his mistakes, apologizes when he falters, and keeps trying because she's worth it. Love doesn't demand perfection, but it does inspire growth. In loving her, he finds the courage to become more than he was before. He respects her boundaries. Love isn't about control, it's about trust and respect. He understands that she's her own person, with her own dreams and fears. He doesn't try to mold her into what he thinks she should be. Instead, he stands beside her, supporting her as she becomes everything she wants to be. He knows that real love doesn't come from holding someone too tightly, but from giving them the space to breathe and grow. He becomes her champion. He believes in her, sometimes even more than she believes in herself. When the world tries to tear her down, he's there to remind her of her strength. He tells her she's capable, she's powerful, she's enough. His faith in her becomes a steady light, guiding her through the storms. He forgives, not because he's blind to hurt, but because he knows love is bigger than mistakes. There will be times when they hurt each other, times when words are said that can't be unsaid. But for her, he finds the grace to forgive, to start over, to keep loving her even when it's hard. Because he knows she's worth every moment of struggle. He sees the little things, the quiet moments that others might overlook. Maybe it's the way she hums to herself when she's cooking, or the way she talks to her plants like they're old friends. These are the things that make her unique, the pieces of her that no one else sees. He treasures them because they're part of what makes her who she is. He becomes her biggest fan. Her victories feel like his own, and he cheers her on with a fierceness that surprises even him. Her happiness becomes his mission, and he does everything he can to see her shine. Because when she's happy, he's happy too. He learns to be gentle. The world can be harsh, full of sharp edges and hard truths. But with her, he learns the power of tenderness. He holds her like she's something precious, something that deserves to be cherished. In that gentleness, he shows her a love that's deep and unwavering. He stands by her when life gets messy. Love isn't just about the good days, it's about the days when everything falls apart too. When she's hurting, he doesn't turn away. He stays, even when it's hard, because he knows that's what love does. It stays, it fights, it holds on, even in the darkness. He becomes her safe place. In a world that can be cold and indifferent, he becomes the warmth she can always come back to. She knows that no matter what happens, he'll be there. That's the kind of security that can't be bought or forced. It's earned piece by piece, in the quiet moments when he chooses her again and again. He lets her teach him. Love is about learning, and he knows that. She teaches him how to be patient, how to see the world through her eyes. He listens, not just to her words but to the way she lives. In her laughter, her kindness, her strength, he learns what it means to love deeply and fearlessly. He shows up. It's easy to make promises, to say the words, but he knows real love is in the showing up, in the moments when he could walk away, but chooses to stay instead. When she needs him, he's there, no excuses, no half-hearted efforts. Just him, fully present, because she's worth every second. He loves her with a quiet fierceness that doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. It's in the way he looks at her, when she's not looking, the way his hand finds hers in the dark, the way his heart beats a little faster every time she's near. It's a love that doesn't fade with time but grows deeper with every shared moment, every whispered promise, every silent understanding. And maybe he doesn't always have the perfect words to express it. Maybe he stumbles over the things he wants to say. But she'll know. Because love isn't just in the words, it's in the actions, the sacrifices, the choices he makes every day. It's in the way he becomes a better man. Because of her, the way he sees a future that only makes sense if she's in it. That's what a man does for the woman he loves. He listens, he learns, he dreams, he forgives. He shows up, not because he has to, but because he wants to. And in every little thing he does, he's telling her the truth of his heart, that she's his reason, his hope and his forever.